Hello all, this is Team Autobots and we have created a Slack bot which will help users to create virtual machines on cloud platforms like DigitalOcean. In this bot, we have mocked our entire services and are returning a mock data which was the requirement of this milestone. For this milestone, we started with the bot interaction platform, which would be a normal use and greet with the bot, such as hi, hello, goodbye, and how are you. And then we implemented the bot platform, which is a core bot handling all the use cases. We have three use cases in this uh, project, and those use cases will be explained as we will go forward with the video. So let me show you the bot interaction first. If I say hi, then it will reply me with my name, hello, Bhavya Bansal. If I say help, then bot will show me all the features or all the commands I can perform with this bot. So let's test the first use case, which would be to create the VM. Now, for creating a VM, users should provide the keys first. So if I do create VM without providing the DigitalOcean keys, bot will respond me with an error. So let's test that case. If I say, okay, I need an operating system of Ubuntu, and for the configurations, there is a command called as show available configurations, and it will show all the configurations which can be created on DigitalOcean. As of now, I will say 512 MB. Then I am providing a feature which will ask user to have a plain VM or to add a flavor of Jenkins on the top of the VM. So as of now, let's say plain. Okay, out of it will say, okay, I don't have your DigitalOcean key, so I cannot create a VM for you. Now, this is an additional check we have provided to avoid the bad use cases. Let's save the DigitalOcean keys first. Save DigitalOcean keys. I will have a DigitalOcean key and I have to provide an SSH key ID, which is again one of the requirements for creating virtual machines on DigitalOcean. Now, bot will say, okay, key saved successfully. Again, we have marked the response as of now. We are not calling the actual API for this. Now, if I will say create VM, I want to create an Ubuntu VM with 512 MB and plain VM. Bot will reply, okay, your VM is created with an IP address of this. And the user can basically go ahead and use this IP address to log in into the his virtual machine. And since user will have his own private key, which for which he provided the SSH key ID before, he will be able to log into the virtual machine created. Now, this was the happy path. Let's go for the sad path. Create VM. I will enter some operating system which is not supported by DigitalOcean at this moment. So select Windows. And if I say 1 GB and plain, okay, bot will say, okay, unfortunately DigitalOcean do not support the entered operating system. So this was the use case 1 with both the happy and sad path. Let's go ahead with the use case 2. In use case 2, basically we are creating a VM image which will be posted on the DigitalOcean account of the user, and that image is basically a snapshot with Eclipse installed on it, which can be later on used by the user to spin up a droplet instantaneously. Now, for this, it's not an actual API call, it's Packer working behind the scenes, so it will take some time to execute this case. So let's go ahead, create VM image with Eclipse, Ubuntu. Again, the same parameters because I am asking users what kind of system they want. Okay, and then apart from Eclipse, I can also ask user, okay, do you want any plugins to be installed in your Eclipse? And currently Autobot supports 4 kind of plugins, and we are planning to extend this service in the near milestone. So let's say I only want Fireworks. Okay, this process will take some time. We have added an extra wait for this because this process takes some time and we have to add a time so that Selenium test can wait for that response to come out. So we'll wait for a moment. It will hardly take 1 to 2 minutes. And as soon as the response will come back, we'll go ahead and test the negative test scenario for this use case. And then going forward, we will test the further use cases. Now, behind the scenes, Packer executes a JSON file and go ahead and create a droplet first, then takes a snapshot of that droplet and converts it into a VM image. And that VM image is posted onto the user account, which can be used later on to spin virtual machine whenever user wants to do that. Now, this was an amazing idea by Professor Christopher Pernin, and we have implemented it. It will take some time for Packer IO to run. So I will pause the video for a moment and I will come back once Packer IO will be done running. So now you can see we got a response which is your VM image has been created and posted on your DigitalOcean account. So Packer IO was able to successfully create a virtual machine image and post it onto the user account, which user can access later on. Let's now test a SAT path for this, which would be if I provide anything wrong with parameters such as operating systems or a wrong configuration or a wrong set of plugins, then it will Autobot will not be able to go ahead and show an error message to the user. So let's say I again test it for Windows. Okay, I want a 512 MB and I again want $5. Now Autobot will show that, okay, I don't support or DigitalOcean does not support this operating system. So you have to select the ones which are present in the list before, and the list is shown to the users here. Now let's go ahead and test the third use case, which is to manage reservations. So user can basically use this command to see all the reservations they have made with Autobot and then perform actions such as update the reservation or delete the reservation, which will basically terminate the VM on the DigitalOcean account. So if I say manage reservations, then Autobot will show me all the reservations I have with cloud service, my reservation ID, and the OS for which was related to this reservation. And the actions I can say delete droplet or update droplet. So let me show you update droplet first, and then I will show you the delete droplet scenario. If I say update droplet, Autobot will ask me the droplet ID in case I have multiple reservations. Okay, now it is asking me what kind of new desired configuration you want. If I say 1 gigabytes, it will say, okay, droplet has been updated successfully. And the wrong path would be if I say, okay, update droplet ID, and then if I say 100 gigabytes. Okay, I do not support or DigitalOcean do not support this entered configuration. Now let's go ahead and test the delete droplet scenario. Again, it will ask me for a specific ID because it is possible that user have a lot of reservations and each reservation has a different ID. Now, for delete reservation, we have an additional check in which we are asking users to provide an OTP. This is an additional check because delete is a scenario which should be prevented because user can accidentally delete. So in this case, since this was a mocking platform for this milestone, we have mocked an OTP, which is Autobots. And once OTP is confirmed, then the reservation will be deleted successfully. In general case, for the next milestone, this OTP will be sent to users' email address from where they can get the OTP and confirm their action. So now if you will go ahead and see manage reservations, oh, okay, there are no reservations because we just deleted them. So this was our use case third. Apart from that, I have show available configurations in which we are showing user a list of all the use configurations which DigitalOcean supports, which is 512 MB, 1 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, and 16 gigabytes. And the last would be exit. User will say, okay, goodbye, Bhavya Bansal. So that was the bot. So I showed you a working demo in which the components of bot interaction and all the use cases was demoed. For the second part of the project, which was to demo Selenium testing for the bot. So we created the script which will test all the use cases along with the happy and sad paths. So I will run this script right now, and then we will see the Selenium test cases report later on. For this, I will just keep on running my bot on the side since it's running on a virtual box, so I have to keep it open. The test cases have started. Now for creating the VM with Eclipse image As I explained earlier, it takes some time because behind the scenes, Packer runs and creates a configuration.json which is specific to a user. Uh, as user supply the parameters such as the operating system along with the configuration, and since user gave the key before, so we fetch the keys from the database, and the user and the Packer will use that key to create an image on DigitalOcean account. And once that image is done, the Packer or the bot will tell the user that okay, the image has been created, which can be used for creating a VM by the user. This process will take some time, so we added a small wait in the Selenium test cases. So sorry for that. And once this response is backed, then the test cases further will get started executed. Okay, as you can see, it worked, and we are now testing for all the further reservations. This will test all the scenarios which I showed you previously in my walking demo. It's just that we are doing it using Selenium right now. Okay, so now you can see all the test cases have been passed by Selenium, and a report has been generated for you. Yeah, you can see over here all the test cases were passed and there is no errors. So thank you. This was our milestone 2, and we are waiting for the milestone 3 to work. Thank you.